Today's episode of LiViN Podcast is proudly brought to you by the Christmas Heirloom Company.
The Christmas Heirloom Company is the only shop like this that you will find in Australia. And this year, they are located at Westfield for West Lakes.
Right up until Christmas Eve, so get in there and get all your Christmas goodies.
Be quick so you don't miss out.
All right, okay, well, welcome.
Am I living?
Like, truly,
Or
what a way to start.
And we thought we were done.
Oh, never.
To the sky, find the sun on a cloudy day. On a cloudy
You can hear yourself okay?
No, I sound different. There's something very different. Yeah, I sound
It's funny. Oh, no,
from a distance.
No, it's better. It's better.
Now the music's
I definitely
gone.
turned that up a little bit more between the last episode and this one.
You felt like having a party.
A partay. I love a partay. Guys, partay on LiViN Podcast.
Hi, welcome back to another episode of LiViN with myself, Nancy, and this bloke.
This bloke,
This
Vince Fusco, that's me.
That's the bloke.
The bloke.
There you go.
Hey, I really had some lovely feedback on the weekend.
Yes.
I just want to take a second to say a big thanks to, I don't know how to accept praise very well. I've become good at saying thank you,
Yeah.
but I still find it overwhelming when people say such nice things about me. And it happened over the
Aw.
weekend where I got a lot of lovely feedback. And then I started with a new client as well in the last couple of weeks. And a lot of people in that organization I actually know through other jobs that I've done or my history and
Yeah.
performance and stuff. And people were just very forthcoming with nice comments. So I just
That's
wanted to say
lovely.
thanks because it's not every day that happens.
Oh, that's lovely. That
Yeah.
is lovely. I was going to say, did you pay them leading into today's topic?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Did you pay them?
Did I slip them a tip?
Did you pay them? Because
Here's a
today's
tip.
topic is, do you tip?
Do you tip?
Do you tip?
It's never just the tip.
You know? And I'm not saying tip, be good to your mother, like Rover McManus used to say.
Say hi to your mum for
Say
me.
hi to your mum. No, be good to your mother.
No, say hi to your mum for me.
What's that?
Say hi to your mum for me. Thank your mother for the rabbits.
Be good to your mum. Oh, I don't know.
Say hi to your mum for me.
All
Guarantee
right.
you. Okay. So, no, but
Yes.
it's funny because we went out for lunch one day
We did.
and I was paying and it was just under the even number. And so I was like, just give it as a tip.
Mm.
And we said, do you tip? We
Very
said, well, it's funny because I do if it is a small amount. But I guess, is that worse? Is it worse just to be like, keep the change, it's $2.50? Or should you, if you are going to tip, intentionally tip a percentage?
Yeah, okay. So I'm not very good at this. I feel like I'm being a bit of a tight ass. I'm sorry. And I don't do it in order to be a tight ass. It's probably because I just don't know the rules. I find
also,
it
it's not
easier.
customary here. Let's be
No,
honest.
that's right.
It's not.
But I find it really lovely to do and very, very easy.
Yeah.
If you're out to dinner with a group of people, like,
Yes.
mums from school, there's 5, 6, 7 of us, and you put $5 each, that's a bloody big tip, right?
Well, yeah.
Whereas, and that's great that they get that. And I don't have an issue
Totally.
with that. But I'm like, would I tip $35? No.
Poor, yeah. I don't
Do you know what I mean?
Well, it's funny because I guess here in Australia, we have great,
Yeah.
I'll say great
Award rate.
rates.
Yep.
And our minimum wage is bearable
Yep.
somewhat.
Yep.
Let's be honest, the cost of living is out of control for
Yeah.
everybody,
Yeah.
right? It's mental.
Yep.
But when we compare it to America,
Yeah,
and this
I
is
know,
something that I think
know.
we have a big misconception of America, the almighty, powerful, leaders of the free world,
Yep.
strong currency. Not so much.
Yeah.
Yes, it can be strong, but at the end of the day, their systems, their social systems aren't as great as far as healthcare goes,
Yes.
tax and
Yep.
or pay. So in America, it is customary to tip.
Yes, it is.
Because that is what
That's
that
the main
staff member
wage.
is going to take home as well,
Yeah.
if they don't already have to split it with somebody else,
Correct.
or if they break a glass and it comes out of their tips.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? That's their living. So when I spent some time in America, I really embraced that.
Yeah.
And I really, I think, understood it a lot more. And then, probably further to give insight to that, a decade ago, more than, feels like a lifetime ago,
Yeah.
I was accepted into a college in
Yep.
New York City. And I was going to have to study there. But if
Yep.
I was to go, I would then be on a student visa,
Ah.
which means I can't work there legally, which means I would
Right.
have to find some sort of cash job. So even when I was speaking with the college about like, well, what does this look like? How am I supposed to study and earn
Yeah.
money if I don't have a scholarship or
Yeah,
if
yeah,
I can't
yeah.
work? And they were like, well, there's great busboy jobs and stuff that you can work like at night in restaurants and get paid cash. But then I'm also like, so then I have to be a busboy and basically live off of tips.
Yeah, wow.
So that became a very big reality where I was like, I just don't think it's in me.
No. Do you know what? We went through a phase here, and maybe it still happens and I just don't go out anymore. I don't know. But there was a phase, and I hated it. It's that really awkward when they'd bring the FPOS machine to the table to pay the bill.
Yeah.
And then, like, on the FPOS machine, they'd put in the amount that you owe, and then they'd flip the screen and they'd say, do you want, like, you'd have to press the button, yes or no, if you wanted to tip.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, oh, are they looking? No. Like, do you know what I mean?
What difference does it make if they're looking or not? You're saying no. They know that it says no.
No, but that's awkward
get
in your
it.
face. I might have had crap service and I don't want to tip you for that. I'm like, that was a bit.
See, I would own that.
Yeah.
Like if it was crap service, they said, do you want a tip? I'd very happily be
no,
like,
you just
no.
fine to hit no.
Yeah, no, I'm the same.
a bit like, oh.
I am the same. It really truly comes down to the service
Yeah.
and the experience. Like
Yes.
I will go to places that I would never expect to tip.
Yep.
But if the people that have been looking after us in the venue
Yes.
have been accommodating, they've been
Yep.
polite, they've been
Mhm,
engaging, the food has been fantastic, the experience was great, absolutely I'll leave a tip.
Yep. And do you know what I do prefer to do if I've had exceptional service? Sorry if I'm breaking the law
Oh,
here.
no.
Ew, they'll come after me.
What?
Is if I've had brilliant service, because you don't know if it goes into a pool or not, I would like to just pay my bill and then hand them the $20 cash.
I think that's totally fair.
Do you know what I mean? To that person.
I've done that.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, do they get in trouble? Are they like, because some
No.
places I think you have to put it into the pool of tips. Some places.
But I get that, but I also think that that's probably like if that person has gone above
Yep.
and beyond and you want to reward them,
Yep.
go,
Yep.
hey, here's $20 just for
Yep.
you.
Yep.
Absolutely. Can I just tell you, I was at an event
Mm.
recently.
Mm.
This will make you laugh. And it's not very often like any job, it's almost like you're not supposed to. You don't accept freebies. You don't accept kickbacks when you're representing a company, right?
Yeah.
You shouldn't personally.
Oh, I hate the people that endorse themselves when they're getting paid to work for someone else.
Yes, it's that. But it's also like
No,
there are
yeah.
certain things I've discovered, like through the wedding industry, there are certain types of performances that people will get in, like a floor show, and there are certain ones that people will throw cash at them.
Yes,
Like
certain,
and some cultures
Traditions,
more
yeah,
so,
yep.
more so than others, where they will literally, this player has already been paid
Mm.
thousands of dollars to come and play, but then on top of that, they're taking home another $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 sometimes in some cultures. Where I've seen $10,000 dropped on a dance floor, literally just like chucked it
Wow.
at the performer, like here you go, and I'm like, wow, I love
So
that.
is it for the performer or the bride and groom?
No, for and this one here was like, that night it was for the bride and groom, but there was another $1,000 dropped towards, like literally, this guy was playing and his pockets, his instrument, they were filling it up with $100 bills, and I was like, I love that.
I think sometimes, and this is the way it works for their culture, I think sometimes they're not actually paid. They're invited to come knowing that whatever they take home.
That's what they're
is
taking. Still, you've done better than most of the paid professionals in the room
I
that
know.
night.
I'm going to start ding ding ding.
Well, it was funny because I was at a wedding a few weeks back, and one of the
at a wedding?
never, and one of the groomsmen wanted to change his entrance song, which happens pretty regularly.
Yeah.
And people go, "Oh, we've decided today we've got a new dance, so we want
Okay.
to change song." They were like, "Can you make it happen?" And often what will happen is because we get the list so early,
Yeah.
the DJs will download specifically the music
Yes.
for that night.
Yes.
Some DJs on their equipment, their desk, depends on what they're using, may not have their laptop with them.
Right.
So they've downloaded it all to the desk.
Yes, I understand this.
It's on the hard drive. If you don't have it, you don't have it. It's a bit like the
Yeah.
old days. If you don't have the CD in the case, you don't have it.
Yeah.
So he was like, "Do you have this song?" And they were like, "Oh no, I don't have it." He was like, "Come on, man, make it happen. I'll give you $100." And the DJ goes, look, no, I don't have it. I'll see what I can do." Anyway, and then half an hour later, he's like, "Go tell the groomsmen I'll do it. Like I'll just plug it through Spotify on the phone, and like for that one entrance, we'll have to just work around."
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, the guy comes in, and I go tell him, I'm like, "Yep, look, we can make that happen for you. No worries." And he was like, "You sure?" I said, "Yes, you can do it." And he comes in, gives the DJ $50, and I was like, "You said 100 before." So we gave him 100, and then the bridesmaid goes,
Okay, I'm dying.
the bridesmaid goes, "You should give it to Vince. He's the one who said yes." And then I was like, I should take my share. I did not. But I was like, the DJ, man,
But
an extra
you-
$100.
Yeah,
Lucky
but you
bloke.
questioned it. He gave 50 and then you questioned it.
He said I'd give you 100
Yeah,
before,
I
so I'm going
know,
to
but
hold you.
okay, I'm still, wedge.
Nah, not wedge at all. I was like, you said 100
So
before.
he changed it and he came back with 100 instead of 50.
He gave him $100. $100 in the pocket.
Wow.
I love that.
I love, yeah.
See,
okay.
my takeaway
Yeah.
at the end of a wedding, often, I'll get a little piece of dessert, a little piece of cake.
Yeah, I know.
That's for me, like,
Yes.
and you see it on my stories
Yes,
after.
yes,
when I
yes,
come
yes,
home,
yes.
a cup of tea,
Yeah.
piece
absolutely.
of cake, I'm happy.
Yeah.
That's worth $100 to me.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, but tipping. And the other thing is buskers.
Yeah.
Do you? Yes. Can I tell you a story? I don't know if I ever told you this
Go
story.
on.
I'm not claiming to have scouted this. How do I want to say it? Scouted,
Oh,
discovered.
you discovered them. You
No,
broke
no,
them. Who was it? Go on. It was Guy Sebastian again?
No, he was his own person, mate.
I'm trying to think of who did you
No,
discover.
I'm trying to think of a song too, but Passenger.
Shut up, because I think I
Passenger.
claimed Passenger.
No, I claimed him though.
because
I did
I
it, but
first saw
claimed-
Passenger.
in Rundle Mall busking.
No, I went to I paid to see him when he
No,
was supporting.
I saw him before. No, see, this
Nah.
is why I'm taking the scout, because I saw him perform before he became a thing.
No, because
and
he
I
does
went
that.
and dropped him the money, and then
It
I
was your
went and
money.
paid him. I paid him $20
Yep.
in for a donation, whatever, and then I went back and gave another 20 and took his CD because he had them there.
Yeah.
And he was not a big thing at all. He wasn't known.
And can I tell you that he is still exactly the same guy? And I say this because back then, when
Yeah.
he was first coming up, and he was was
Barefoot in Rundle Mall.
barefoot in Rundle
Yeah.
Mall. But even then, so that same year, I reckon, he was supporting Boy and Bear, another
Right.
great band.
Yeah.
And me and one of my dear friends went to the Boy and Bear show
Yeah.
at the Lions Arts Factory, formerly Fowler's.
Mm.
And Passenger was a support act.
Cause you know nothing like when you're getting low.
I have got all of his
Well,
CDs.
how's it go, son, when it starts to snow?
See, and you call yourself a fan.
Only
You were
know
his.
you
You're his.
love
You're
him
his
when you
discoverer.
let him go, and you let him go. Oh wow!
So, well, no, Passenger, amazing. So I've got photos with him. We had a
Yes.
great chat with
Oh,
him.
right,
And
okay,
while
now you've got photos. I
But
discovered
while he
him.
was,
I don't have a photo.
But while he was on tour, everywhere he would
Yeah.
go, he would go to a busking set, and they became huge. Even when he
Ah,
became huge
right.
and broke out, even then he would be on a full headline
Yeah.
tour, and he would go do busking spots,
Yep.
and thousands of people would turn up for free music.
Amazing.
But he's an incredible artist, and you know
Brilliant.
what? Good on you for supporting him and putting that
Yes.
$20 in there.
Yes.
If you didn't put that $40,
But buskers, even if it's just some spare change,
100%.
something, obviously, because it's our background of
Yeah.
entertaining, performing, I'm all for it. I'll say, Jaden, here. And he'll go, Mum, that much. I'm like, go put it in there.
in
And he'll try and slip $2 in his back pocket.
Now,
and-
hang on.
yeah.
Do you give it to just like the singers and the musicians, or do you give it to the guy who's playing the PVC pipes with the thongs?
Oh, whatever I like. If I like them, absolutely.
I love it. I love the guy who plays the PVC with the thongs.
100%.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, anyone. Yeah.
I love it. Support your
you
buskers.
Yeah.
Yes.
So definitely tip them, because they are not being paid.
Yeah.
And they pay a permit fee to be there.
Correct.
So they're out of they're in the red.
You're out of pocket, mate.
Exactly. You got to put them in the green. So yeah.
I love
think-
it. I
yeah,
love it.
definitely. That's a good tip.
So there's a
Tip
good
them.
tip. Hey, what about those tips? Do you tip? Do you give tips? Do you give out free tips? As in
That's
like
what-
that?
Oh.
Like when you're in a when you're in a conversation with someone and you go, I've been in that position, I know
Yes.
that situation.
I think
Do you freely give tips?
Oh yeah, I think
Unsolicited tips?
that's just me. I just think I'm
Yeah, I see that because you are someone,
Yeah,
like you
I
said, if
just-
something works for you, you love to praise that and you love to share that.
Oh God, I would have to, and I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
You're not a gatekeeper at all.
Oh no, I definitely, if I feel it, see it, know it, think it's going to work for you, here's a tip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. I'm the same.
100%.
Here's a tip.
100%. Actually, I now that you've brought that up, when recently, or a few months back now, I ran a workshop for some performing arts students.
Yes, you did.
And when they called me to give me a follow-up a few weeks later, they said, look, the kids absolutely loved it. So thank you, ACPA, for having me. The kids absolutely loved it. And then she went on to talk about what they took from it.
Yep.
And a lot of it was the tips I gave them rather than the
see?
process and this, that, the other.
Yep.
When I asked them what they remembered, what they took away from it, I was like, so yes, I give tips.
I love it. I don't like to give unsolicited advice.
No.
What would you consider the difference to be? Where do you draw the line between unsolicited advice and a tip?
Well, I think with the health thing and I like, the natural stuff and whatever, I
Yeah.
always throw in what I like to do or what works for me. I
Yeah.
don't like to preach
Yeah.
things
That you
medically
don't
or
know.
whatever.
I do that with
I-
everything
I
else.
never-
And I say that to people and I say, look, I can only speak to my experience.
yes,
And it's this.
yes.
Or I love to give the
Mhm.
most detailed life advice
Mm.
and then at the end go, but what do I know? Just in case I destroy their life. Yeah, but
Just
what
in
do I know?
case.
Just in case. Because then what if they try it?
Oh
So
my
they're going to go
gosh,
one of
and
two
they come
ways.
back
And
up.
mostly would go right, I reckon. But then it's just my insurance policy. Yeah. But what do I know? But what do I know? I don't
So
know.
yes, do you tip? I know a lot of people that it's just, it's just not. The other one. Sorry.
Go
Just-
on.
Oh my God! So I'm just cringing now as I think about it. Me and you, when we go on a holiday, especially we're going to Bali or Asian countries or wherever.
Are you talking about the bartering over like 5 cents?
No. It's the bellboy. Is that what they're called when they bring
yeah,
the
yeah.
luggage to your room and they
Yes.
just dawdle and wait? We've got this thing now. When they bring the luggage to our room, I bolt to the toilet and close the door.
Just to not be there?
And I just leave Eugene in the room because he has no issues not to give it. And I die. I will take everything I have.
Nah.
So I run and hide because I hate that moment.
When Yuge goes, thank
No,
you.
yeah. And they're just
Dismissed.
anything else,
Ah.
miss? And you're just like, no. And he's closing the door. And I'm like, oh my God. So yeah, that one, that's.
I like it.
Do you tip there? I don't.
It just depends. Again, it depends on the service. If they haven't said a word, like I've been to hotels where they will be so oh, Mr. Fusco, you're
Yes.
staying long, and there's a conversation, and
They
oh, if you
try,
need
yeah.
anything across the stay, please let me
Yeah.
know. And oh, thank you so much, Kevin. You know what I mean? And then so I will do that. But if they have literally said not one word the whole way,
Yeah.
and it's almost like I can carry my own bag, and then if they linger, I'll be like huge.
Oh.
I'm just thinking of Home Alone 2. When Rob Schneider plays the bellboy in the Plaza Hotel, and he
Yeah.
goes lingering, and he goes, anything else? And he goes like this, does his little finger up, and he goes, oh, I'm sorry, and he gives him a piece of gum. And he goes, plenty more where that came from. He thinks that's what he's saying. I love it.
God. I don't tip the little swan towel display that they leave trying to get me. When
Are
they
you
come
supposed to tip for that?
that's why they do it.
Stop it.
I only realized, in Bali this time, we had the room cleaned and it was fine, no worries. The next day it comes and there's a little note saying, dear guest, we hope you're enjoying your stay and your room is nice and clean. Love, whoever it was that cleaned the room. And they've got this beautiful towel displays with all our towels.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know why
I've
they
seen
do
it when
that.
they make
Yeah,
it like a
no.
swan. I've seen a
Yeah.
monkey. I've
Yeah,
seen
that's
all
why
the
they do
different.
it.
I thought it was just for fun.
That's why they leave a note with their name.
Oh man, I'm not playing the game correctly.
Come
I'm playing checkers. They're
on.
playing chess.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. There's a tip. There's a tip. Next time you see the nice towel, before you muck it up, think about it. Am I going to pay for this?
Here's a tip. Don't waste your time folding up a towel into a swan. And I'm just going to go fucking thrash it in the pool and just throw it on the ground. Here's a tip. Save yourself some
That's a tip.
time.
That's a tip.
Invest more in the conversation with me.
Yes.
I'll give you a tip.
Yep. Well,
Here's a tip. Go onto Spotify, hit follow and download for this episode and every other episode of LiViN Podcast.
Yep,
There's a great
absolutely.
tip. Or you should follow us on Instagram, LiViN
should
_
too.
podcast. And another tip, next Monday,
yeah.
another episode will come out.
Yeah.
Don't
And
miss it.
another tip
Oh no, we're
is,
full of tips.
go visit Christmas Heirloom Company.
Hey Nance, here's
Westfield West Lakes.
another tip.
Oh, here we go.
Don't leave it till the last minute
Yeah.
because I did that last year when
Yeah.
we went and recorded an on-site
We
and I
did.
went back close to Christmas Eve.
They didn't have what you wanted.
Not at all.
Ba-ba.
So get in quick because
There's another
you will
tip.
miss
Right,
out.
all the free tips. What do we got?
It's never just the tip, guys.
Okay.
Have a great day. We love you.
'Cause you only know the life and you're learning low.
Oh, you're back to that.
I need to go and look at the words. Haven't listened to it for a while.
Just call him. Passenger, it's me,
I'm going to
Nancy.
put Passenger on in the car ride home.
Do it.
There you go.
Love.
There's a tip.